So you want to learn a language, right? But you don't know where to start. Should I go to university? Should I start at home? Should I buy this book from Barnes & Noble? Should I watch these YouTube videos? What should I do? Oh my goodness, what should I do? Oh my god. There's so much information out there, guys, so I just want to provide a little bit of clarification, okay, guys? First, let's start with the benefits of learning at the university, okay? The benefits. It is strictly, right? It is strictly grammar based, okay? So everything you learn is going to be based off grammar. You're going to learn all the technical terms. You're going to learn a lot of technical vocabulary. And overall, they focus on Spanish from Spain, but you will pick up verbs from Latin America and whatnot, especially if you're studying here in California because there's a large Latino population, okay? Now, as much of a benefit as this can be, because one, it'll allow you to read college level books in Spanish. So if you're going for like literature, if you want to be able to read Spanish literature, then yes, learning at a university will be phenomenal. It's probably better than learning at home. But the downside is that a lot of people who come here, especially those who come here illegally, they have no education whatsoever. Some of them, like the highest they'll have is like a 3rd grade education. Therefore, their vocabulary is at a 3rd grade level. They do not know all of these high terms, okay guys? They don't even know their own grammar or let alone how to spell. Have you ever seen these videos of these cartel dudes like chopping people's heads off and fucking putting notes on their bodies? Like they're fucking spelt wrong. Like they write like idiots, guys. So as much as of a positive this can be, it's not going to help you if your goal is to converse with people in, you know, in the real world, in the streets. Like if you're trying to talk to the Rospado guy, the guy selling the paleteros and all that, it's not going to help so much because they're going to say a bunch of shit that you've never heard, right? So another thing that I want to bring up is the price, okay? Learning at a university is beneficial because you're going to have a tutor, you're going to have your teacher, you can always go to his office hours and talk to him, you can send him emails, ask him for questions and clarifications, right? But at the same time, you have to realize, at least in universities over here, a college course in a foreign language is 5 units. I believe it's like a $90 a unit or something, so what's 90 times 5? That's the price of the course. With that much money, you can watch some YouTube videos and you can take private tutoring lessons on iTalki, and it'll be one-on-one and it's more beneficial, right? So if you want to learn personally at home and you're worried about not having a tutor, remember that you can always go to certain websites. I know there's a few of them, and you can find somebody to practice with one-on-one, okay? Another issue with learning at the university is that everybody in the class is at a different level of fluency, right? So the professor is going to try to gauge the class based off of this. And he's going to teach based off of the median, right? So let's say you're already an advanced student. You're not going to really get much out of the classes until much later, or at least it'll be an easy A, so you get an A. That's always good, right? So, and if you're a beginner student, sometimes you might not understand what the hell the teacher's saying because he might talk in a, you know, in an intermediate level. Excuse my stuttering. I had a little itch in the throat, if you know what I mean. Ooh, nasty. Anyways, let's continue. So if you're a straight up beginner, it's going to be difficult, guys, okay? Because the teacher might speak at an intermediate level because a lot of native speakers of Spanish come into these classes just to get straight A's. You get what I'm saying? So you want to keep stuff like that in mind, okay? So, learning at home. How are you going to do it? Well, first of all, learning at home can be bad because if you don't have the correct materials, you'll be studying for nothing. If you don't have audios that you can listen to make sure that you're pronouncing these words correctly, you could be going in the wrong motherfucking direction for years, guys. You know? That's like one of the things when I was studying psychology at home, I was pronouncing parts of the brains however I thought they were pronounced, and then when I actually got into a college level course and they fucking pronounced the name of the part of the brain, I was pronouncing it wrong. So there's issues like that you definitely want to deal with. So if you're going to study at home, you want to make sure that you have a private tutor because that will overcome the downsides of studying at home, okay? And if you're studying at school, you're not going to have much time to talk with the teacher one-on-one. Yes, you'll be able to ask for clarification and questions, but a lot of these times the teacher's not going to be willing to sit there and give you conversational practice, as well as even if you take a conversation class in college. Because look, I'm taking a conversation class, and really it's not a conversation class, it's a speech class. We have to write our speeches and give speeches. That's basically all it is. So anyways, I hope this video gave you guys at least a little bit of insight into the differences between studying at home and studying at a university. there's a little bit of benefits to both. Personally, I think what you should do is study at home first for about 6 months until you have a basic level of fluency, maybe about 4,000 words, and a few hundred hours of input listening to shit. And then when you go to university, you'll at least be a little bit ahead of all of the class if you're starting from a level 1 course, and you'll just get to absorb the grammar and finally let everything click together like some gears on why things are pronounced certain ways, or why the word order is this way in this sentence and this way in another sentence. So anyways, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. More videos every day, guys. Every day, sometimes 3, sometimes 5. I think one time I put 6 videos. But anyways, no se rajen en sus estudios, por favor. Tenemos que aprender muchos idiomas porque queremos ser polyglots, ¿verdad? ¿Verdad? Entonces, peace.